Okay, today we're going to talk about a subject, very important subject in Prosper. It's called documents at different levels. What do I mean by that? In Prosper, the document is a first-class citizen. Is very, very important for us. That's what we do. We deal with documents all the time. But documents, this is a document. It has a UID. Every document in Prosper has a UID. It has many other attributes, but today we're going to concentrate on simple parents attribute. The document has an object UID, means to say from what object this document is coming. It has a project UID, means who is the project owner of this document under what project it is. And it has a standard item UID. So the parent of every document are three parents. 1, 2, and 3. You cannot create a document without these three. It has so many other attributes that I'm not going to go into right now. I want to just concentrate on one thing for our example, the name of the document. Okay? When you create a document, documents are project objects. Where do you create a document? Under project object. So you go under project objects and you create a new project object. What icon does this means? What query does this object use? You would say, I have object. Let's call, for our example, let's call this project object contracts. Okay? I created a project object. I call it contracts, and I want that this project object use the P document icon. Under project object, it uses a P document icon. Okay? For project documents. Great. What does the P document icon look like? As if we're going to go to the stored procedure, the query underneath this project icon, it's called, let's do that. It says here, if you say, what is the query that gets executed, or the stored procedure that this query is saved under, it says select UID, comma, name, comma, Stditem, dot, from the document table, where I have something in the word close. It says where object UID equals a parameter passed by Prosper called object UID, and where project UID equal another parameter at project UID passed by Prosper also. So if I am standing, I am in the control center. This is the control center. Underneath it, I have my list of projects. I select one project and I expand, and underneath it I have a list of contracts. Contracts is this object that we created that uses the P document icon. Any question? Okay. So if I am standing at a contract here, I have already selected the project. That's why in the select, I select UID, name, standard item, and other stuff, where the object is fixed. I know what the object is because I selected contracts, and the project is also fixed because I was positioned on a project, right? That's what we see here. You tell me, this is really great, Salah. I like that. But you know what? Every time I have to go to a document, I have to pass through a project. I don't like that. Maybe I don't have so many projects. Maybe I want to arrive to the documents without passing through the project. Maybe the project would be nice if you put the project here as a column. So, because as we said, it has 3 parents. Why are you forcing me to go through this one always? Okay, I'm selecting the object, I'm always selecting the object. So I have the choice between either the project or standard item, or none. Let me say, if I want to, I can tell you, great, I can create a system object. But creating a system object, the data inside are tagged with this object UID. So if I created a system object called contracts, this is a list and that's another list. I want to see the same data, but in a different way. As the object UID must be, let's say, for example, that the object UID here is 10425. Okay? If the object UID is 10425, anywhere I want to display this list, the object UID must be what? 102425. If I created another contract, the UID will not be 10425. So I lose the whole thing. I want these 10425, but I want to access them from system level. System level. Okay, so I can't create a system object. I have to be able to use this. But if I go to the user template that uses this contract, and I go to the user template and the user menu, which is a system template, and I say add a new object in it. If I add a new object in it, let's say I want to add here another object called also contracts. Not under the project, but at the system level. What is the UID of that project, of that object? It's 10425. Exactly the same thing as this one. It's not a different object. Okay? The system would allow you to go to the system template and add this project object under the system template. It will make this exception, allowing you to add a project object under the system template. What does it do? How does it do it? Look what it does. I'm going to use another color. I'm going to use the green color. And I'm going to show you that the system would use, instead of P document, it would use what it's called document. You see, the P is gone. There is an icon called document that ships with the system. This icon, let's see the query, its query or stored procedure. So the stored procedure of it, it says select UID, name, standard item, comma project, from document, comma other stuff, from document, where object UID equals to at object UID, the object UID passed by Prosper, and it does not say and project UID equals project UID. Why? Because at system level I don't have a project selected. What's the difference? Here I have this added, but guess what? Here there is no project selected. I don't have to select the project because all of them belong to the same project. But here, since I don't have anything in the workflows, I am selecting the project. How does the system do it? It knows that it's using a project object, the same object, but instead of using this query for it, it will use the other query, the same data. Okay? So, if I entered into here contracts, I don't see contracts for this specific project. I see the contract name and the project, to what project does it belong, right? And what is the standard item name? Let's say, if it's for customers, what the standard item name would be, the customer for that contract. Here I would see only, in here, I would see only the contract and the standard item name. Here I would see the contract, the standard item name, and here I would say the contract, the standard item name, and the project. Okay? There is one more thing. Let's say I want to go, let's use the red color. I have something called S document. Since every document has standard item as a parent, wouldn't it be great if I tell you, show me all the documents of this object where the standard item UID is fixed? So let's write that query. The stored procedure, it would say select the UID, the name, the project. I'm not selecting the standard item because I have the standard item. I will show you how that works. From document where object UID equal at object UID, the same as here. That's it. But I'm not showing the standard item. It needs a standard item. And Stditem UID equals at Stditem. What's the difference? Here there is, sorry, the black one. Here there is this and the project selected as more. Here there is the project and the standard item. Here there's only the standard item. But you tell me, great. What do I call the standard item here? Here I created a view on the project document. I created a view and I called this standard item, I called him a client. Right? When I go to the document, I added a new thing. What do I call it? There is a different view. Do I want to display it? Where do I want to display it? There is a different view. So the object is the same, but it has a different view, an alternative view. The same thing happens here. When you want to display, the view here is different than the view here, it's different than the view here. There are levels. The document, this is a P document, a project document. This is a document at system level. And at standard item level, let's say if I have here my clients and I expand it under one client and I see all their contracts. This contract and this contract and this contract is the same object, but I'm displaying it either at project level or at system level or at standard item level. Means here I can position myself on a client, and when I expand I see the contracts of this client. Here I can position myself on a project and I see the contracts for this project. Here I see the contracts of all projects, all clients. When I go here, I see the client as an attribute. When I go here, I see the project as an attribute. When I go here, I see both the project and the client as an attribute. How can I do that? It's very simple. You have to create under an object that uses the document icon a view with the same name of the default view here, and the system would know how to use it, how to match it, what view to use. So you design a different view and a different icon with the same name. He would know, he would say, I know this view, show me is there a view on the other icon with this name? It will use it. If there isn't, you will see the whole icon displayed. Okay? If there is a view, it will use it. The same thing here, under an object that uses the S document, it has this view. This is a very powerful mechanism of allowing your user to access the documents from 3 different places. The same documents from 3 different places. Under the projects, under the clients, or at system level. I'm done. I have only one more thing to use. Just 1 second. The same thing that happens to document happens to project items. We have P item, S item, and item. There is the work package. There is P work package and S work package and work package, and phase. There is P phase, S phase, and phase by itself. So the same that applies to document, P document, and S document applies to the rest also.